I love Battle Truth.
This up. Okay, Battle Truth on YouTube. You are one of my official go-to sources. As you know, I'm still involved in battle rap behind the scenes.
Niggas don't want to shout this nigga out, but this is the funny blogger, maybe in life. Salute the Battle Truth, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. This nigga is one of the funniest niggas on the face of the earth.
Where's my damn gavel at? Dang it. Hold on. Here! Take it! Take it! Bang the gavel on your damn self. Don't worry. I'll do it for you. No, man. Get up out of here with that trash, man.
Nah, but
he's hilarious. Battle Truth.
He's wild hilarious. He's also got his own thing. You feel what I'm saying?
He's mad funny.
You know what I mean? So
but
like
with him though, another thing with him, like, and I'm not talking bad about him. I respect him. I like him. I watch his channel. I watch
like
him.
a judge and shit.
Yeah, I go to his channel. I can say myself before I go to anything else.
You go to Battle Truth first?
I go to Battle Truth first. I'm being honest.
That's crazy.
I want to see what he talk about, how he's saying it.
And so should you. Welcome to Battle Truth and my point of view. I don't know you, so I'm not a hater. I could only give you the facts that's written on these papers. And since we have no dealings, therefore the court can care less about your feelings. I'm the Honorable MallikiBaker, your presiding judge, chairman, and spokesperson for the One United Front. You are my witnesses and jury. You may be seated. Court is now in session. Let's talk about it. Mav Hoffa, my expert opinion, is not doing well at all as its numbers continue to go down and down and down and down. Once one of the up-and-coming biggest shows on social media hip-hop is now struggling bad to even get 5,000 to 6,000 views now, having over 1 million subscribers. The people who are tired of him, the people who have actually starting to just see him for who he truly is, that the battle rap community been knowing who he is. And he took to social media to actually address the situation. So let's read some of this stuff, man, of what he was saying. Shouts out to Polo World who covered this. Let me get some of these tweets from you, little bro. I'm just going through the tweets. So, Mav come on. He like, oh, great morning, right? So he say, great morning. For those of you who've been supporting me through these difficult times, I want to thank you. Wouldn't have made it to one of the biggest platforms in hip hop without you. Then he goes on and says, y'all know me. I don't hide nothing. You've seen my ups and downs since day one. 15 plus years on this roller coaster without a seatbelt. Stop it. That's a lie. You do hide and lie about a lot of stuff. We'll get off into it though. But this him lying on Twitter. Why would you make a statement like that when you know we have documentations and records on things you said, things you lied about, things you hid, things that you've been exposed on over and over and over again? Why would you make a statement like that on social media, knowing that you got all this stuff out here on you on social media? Terrible. Let's go on a little further. He said, I learned a lot along the way. I say my Achilles heels is impulsively reacting to lies about my character. I hate that stuff. I wish we lived in a world where the truth stood for something. There you go. What do you mean lying about your character? Your character always been on display. The name of y'all gang was called New York Bullies, NYB. It speaks for itself. You were a thug, stick-up man who used to rob people, steal from people, because you was jealous and you was a hater and you was envious of people. Because that's what stick-up men are. They just haters. They haters of what other people got because they don't know how to get things for themselves. They don't know how to hustle. They don't know how to keep money. So what they do is steal and rob from others who do know how to get money, who do know how to get hustle. That's why they got to keep on robbing over and over and over again. They don't know how to keep money. They don't know how to get money. And that's what he was. Now, he said this. He don't like when people lie about his character. He hate that stuff. And he wish we lived in a world where the truth stood for something. Yeah, but you don't stand on the truth. Oh, we going to get off into this. You don't stand in the truth. This stuff is just for the internet. Because what's crazy, he became a sellout the moment he started growing on the internet. Before that, he was calling himself a genuine stand-up dude. In his raps, he used to speak out against homosexuality. The moment he started growing on his YouTube platform, now he don't speak against homosexuality. Now he taking the high road and not standing on things that when he was a regular street dude, he spoke so-called in truth. He so-called was honest about things without compromise. Then started getting on the internet, growing in numbers. Now you compromise everything just so that you can keep on getting the check. Like, stop playing these games, man. It's fake stuff like that that's just terrible. He said, I made it my life mission to be honest. Terrible. Another lie. Have I trolled a few times? Yes. That's lying. See, that's a contradiction in his own statement. Look at how fake he is. He said, I've made it my life mission to be honest. Have I trolled a few times? Yes. Anyone that knows me saw right through it and enjoyed the show. See, so at the same time, how you made it your life mission to be honest, when at the same time you're saying you're a troll and been lying and people can see straight through it, but still enjoy the entertainment. That's what I be meaning. Like, think before you put things up. But that's the problem. They don't think. Then he says this year has been one of the toughest for me. It started with the loss of a child and continued to the loss of a business I built from the ground up. Okay. He's talking about his channel, right? And then he said the loss of a child. See, I don't like this type of stuff right here, man. I really don't like this type of stuff, man. Now, my gosh, let me just say this. I've been blogging now for 8 years in the battle rap community. Math channel actually started. That My Expert Opinion channel actually started from me, Jihad, and Queen Flip. What ended up happening was me and Queen Flip, we had a rapport together, right? Let me say this to the people so that y'all can know what went on. Let me show y'all something. See, this is what he's not going to tell. Me, Queen Flip. Let me show you who Queen Flip is. This Queen Flip right here. He always watch my show all the time, right? This Queen Flip right here. When he's saying stuff like this.
Yeah.
Nah, but
he's hilarious.
He's wild hilarious. He's also got his own thing. You feel what I'm saying?
He's mad funny.
You know what I mean? So
but
like
with him though, another thing with him, like, and I'm not talking bad about him. I respect him. I like him. I watch his channel.
That's I
like
watch
a
him.
judge and shit.
Yeah. I go to his channel. I can say myself before I go to anything else.
You go to Battle Truth first?
I go to Battle Truth first. I'm being honest.
That's crazy.
I want to see what he's talking about.
That's Flip. Okay. I'm Queen Flip favorite blogger, right? Me and Flip had a rapport. One day, some woman came out against Flip, accusing him of propositioning her sexually and things like that. People know me in battle rap and being a no compromise blogger because I have an entitlement to the people to give the people the truth. That's what I always stood for. And my name is Battle Truth. If I can't give you the truth, I might as well get rid of the name and show. So now a person who I had a rapport with, something happened about his situation. I get a call from Jihad Jihad tell me, like, you see this stuff going on about Flip, such and such? I'm like, no, I ain't see it. He like send me the link and everything, you know. And he was basically saying, you got the blog on this. You can't have favoritism because you have a rapport with him type stuff, you know. So talk about the situation. So I looked into the situation. Flip had his numbers changed and stuff, maybe because a lot of people were trolling him and things like that. So I ain't had no numbers on him or nothing like that. So I blog on the situation. And basically what I was blogging, I was telling them, like, look, you got to be careful when you're growing on this internet. Because a lot of people before the internet, not to say that this him, because I ain't know about his life like this, but before the internet, a lot of these people didn't really have social statuses in their community. They wasn't people who was like that or known to be like that in their communities. Rarely the people on this internet who now have platforms and voices, really was these people really living the things they saying about that life and having money and having girls and things like that. Most of these people wasn't doing that stuff. Look at DJ Academics. That dude was just a nerdy square dude. He wasn't getting no girls. He didn't know how to get no girls. Then he ended up building a career off the dudes in the streets and telling a story, they gang life, their affiliation, they drill stuff, and it blew him up. Now he rich. Now he getting girls. Now he, you know what I'm saying, acting like he tough type stuff. But at first he wasn't from that. You get what I mean? And really people from that. So I'm doing the blog where I'm telling him, I'm like, look, Flip, got to be careful with this internet and don't allow this internet to bring you to a point where it can bring embarrassment to your family and your children and your wife. There's going to be a lot of women in your DMs because they're watching you and you're making money. And some going to be enticing. Some going to be attracted, even more attractive than your wife. But you have to look, you know, I'm giving him the real, you know what I mean? Because it's also a learning thing for other people too. But I'm also knowing that I have a rapport with him, so I'm not telling him nothing that's, you know what I mean, that's going to make him look bad. I'm just telling him to be careful and be aware of things and don't sacrifice his family for the wealth of this internet and things like that that comes with this life. He didn't like that. He was offended in it. And as a result of him being offended in the situation, Jihad, who at the time real cool with me, Flip knew about this. So they was having some little back and forth of what was going on with them. Flip was Flip was mad at the situation that was going on between me and him in the situation, and Jihad was there in New York with them. So he took it upon himself with Jihad one time to meet up, and you know, they had a fight. They had two fights actually, and one of them went viral because it showed Jihad getting jumped in his studio between him and his cousin. Flip and his cousin jumped on Jihad in Flip's studio, and it went viral, and everybody knew me and Jihad was cool. And Flip basically was saying how it all started with my blog, and he was offended I did the blog, and Jihad was basically trolling him to some degree about the situation. And he was basically like, well, you know, I couldn't get the battle truth. He talking to Math Hoffa do this. He do this interrogation. Flip had this interrogation room thing. So you gotta keep in mind, at this time, I'm the biggest dude in battle rap. All the eyes on me, all the energy and everything. And people, you know, and I'm going crazy on the blog thing. Now I didn't let loose. I'm doing kill shots, roasting sessions. Them some of my biggest blogs that people love, my roasting sessions. And when I do a kill shot, just letting the person have it. So I'm doing all that. I'm just letting loose on Flip. And, you know, then me and Jihad have our feud. So I'm just letting loose on these brothers. And this getting real big, that it's the energy of battle rap week after week after week after week after weeks. You know what I mean? So Mav decided he want to give his take on it. He want to do his input on it. Now, he don't have a show at this time. Nobody really likes him. He ain't really getting booked for battles or none of that stuff like that. So he want to address our situation. So he have a sit down with Queen Flip, and they do a whole breakdown on it. And they, you know, talking about me, talking about Jihad, you know, and everything like this. So then people like the interview, and they were like, man, like, you know, Mav, that was good what you did with Queen Flip and them about Battle Truth and Jihad and them. That was good. And remember, I'm the #1 topic in battle rap. So it's getting even more traction as a result of this. So then he decide, well, I'm finna, y'all love that. Well, I'm finna start my own then. I'm finna start my own. So he took that interview about me, Jihad, and Flip, and then he wanted to make it out of a show. And that's when he started the My Expert Opinion from that. Now, in this, I had been talking to him behind the scenes also, and I was just giving him pointers on what he should do and things like that. The man just became a snake on some foul stuff. You know what I mean? And he know it. So I started losing respect for the brother. But hey, I'm forgiving. It's no big deal. I recognize it. It is what it is. Now, anyway, so he make this statement. He said, this year has been one of the toughest for me. It started with the loss of a child and continued the loss of a business I built from the ground up. So he's talking about his My Expert Opinion. This is what I don't like about Math and his character. Math will do this thing where he go to the thing where he always blame people and he never take accountability for his actions. And he always come with this sad thing to try to get people to feel sorry for him. And he'll try to play on your emotions if you don't know better. And he used things to his advantage if he think it can give him leverage. So he make this statement. It started with the loss of a child. I've been blogging for 8 years now. I haven't heard no one tell me in any type of way, or no funeral or anything, that he lost a child. Not to say that he didn't lose a child, but I'm speculating that this must be what, like an abortion or a miscarriage or something like that, that somebody probably had of yours. Because again, Math is a star, like, right? Internet star, dude. You haven't heard of no funeral. You haven't heard of no baby dying, which leads me to believe this had to be some type of pregnancy, you know what I'm saying, that didn't go well in some type of way like that. You know what I mean? Because again, you would have heard about death and funerals, and this just wasn't the case. Because that's something that, you know, no post or nothing. This is the first time hearing about this as a result of his show going down and the numbers. Now, not to say, and hear me clearly on here, not to say that he probably didn't feel some type of way about expecting for a baby to pull through from a woman he may have loved, right? Even though he's on video being recorded abusing the lady that he was with. Like we got the audio and tapes to that, trying to throw her out, calling all type of bitches, putting his hands on her, but he don't want nobody covering that. Anybody who tried to cover that story, this dude, anybody who tried to cover that story, this dude literally flagging their channels, this dude bringing them down, this dude reporting them to YouTube, because he don't want nobody seeing that he beats women, that he abuses women. So he reporting anybody that try to tell the story while he make that statement like, oh, he don't like that people talking about his character. Dude, you beat women. You abuse women. We're not going to play these games. Stop with these games, okay? And that's another thing that started hurting his show. Him and Hassan Campbell got into it. Hassan Campbell got to exposing him on that, of him abusing women, right? Because there was another woman who said he abused her also, and another woman. So that's what he does while you're sitting up here capping. Now, in the process of doing this, he making this statement now, saying about his character. I don't like exploiting things just so that you could use it to your advantage once again, to put you in a place of advantage to get things back up and rolling. Remember, I told you he always try to use things to make people sympathize, feel sorry for him. And this is what he's doing right here. Yeah, let me just tell y'all, I lost a child. Like, come on, brother, what are you doing, man? Like for real, what are you doing? This becomes so thirsty. This becomes so shameful and sad. And it's nothing but exploiting. Let me tell you what I mean. I lost a baby, right? My girl was pregnant. Hear me clear. My baby mama was pregnant with our third child. And the baby was born, but the baby only lived like 2 months. Like 2 months. And the baby died. She was broken and hurt by it. I wasn't. And I didn't really feel nothing to the degree. I felt more sorry for her than I did the baby. Why? I didn't know it. And that's the thing people don't get. See, I'm going to be honest here. This is the thing people don't get. She was attached to the baby because it was already growing in her. And she carried it for 9 months. So the baby she was loving the baby while it was in her. Careful what she eat. Careful what she did. Waking up to morning sickness. Her body changing. So the baby and her is already attached to each other while it's growing in her. Affecting her body. And you know, it's every day with her. What she eats, sleeping habit, everything. So she's already bonding with the baby. Not me as a father, because why? I don't see it. I don't feel it or nothing. I just going off what she say and what she feel. I can't feel it or nothing, but she do. And when the baby was born, she finally get to see what she been carrying for the past 9 months. That's been rolling in her belly and everything else. So she already have the bond. Now, since it's out, I'm trying to bond. So when it died, she was hurt. She was hurt. She carried that baby 9 months straight. And she just lost it. I had to console her. I had to keep her together mentally. I wasn't really affected and bothered by it, even though I just lost the child that was mine. I hadn't learned how to love it yet. So when he's making these statements like this for exploitation, to use it as a means of leverage, that's shameful. Especially when you have to explain something like that as a result of your numbers not being good. Because you want the people to sympathize to the point of a compromise to actually give you a benefit of the doubt of whatever you did to yourself to make your numbers go down to the point that people start turning from you to justify your actions. That's terrible. That's terrible. Again, not to say that you probably didn't feel some type of way, because you may have had expectations for the child by a woman you may have loved. But to say that it messed your mind up to that degree, and that's the purpose of why we men, because we built to survive through pain and keep going and keep moving ahead no matter what. And when you claim to be a stand-up dude like you, a soldier like you, a street dude like you, come on with these games, man. My brother died. My sister died. My mama died. My father died. My nephew died. I could go on and on with these back to back instances. And I had to keep going. I had to keep moving. I had to keep strong. I couldn't stop my life, and neither used it as a means or excuse. Neither did I use it as a means and an excuse to accept failure and not do right. In fact, it motivated me to stand up to want to do right. That's what it did. It made me want to do right. It made me want to stay the course. So he said he lost the business he built from the ground up. Watch this. He said, I take full responsibility for the latter. In other words, the business falling apart. The first was out of my hand, but devastating to me and my partner. See, there you go. Maybe it was compounded with other things I was dealing with directly, but it hit hard. See right there, that's what I'm meaning. That's exactly what I was meaning. Then you go right here. I lost my way. The way I have always walked, head first into fire and out of the other side victoriously. If you follow my battle rap career, you know what I'm talking about. Math always finds a way. I've had more comebacks than the Fast and Furious franchise. See, this what I be meaning. He don't like taking accountability, man. So why was this time different for me? I guess because it was the highest I ever fell from. I felt on top of the world. I was making more money than I could imagine. I was finally in the right position to start a family. I had the #1 podcast in New York City. See what I mean? That's exactly what I'm meaning. A miscarriage. But he's using that as a means of some type of way to, you get what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here? They say people who got lost in the woods really die from shame and embarrassment. The overwhelming thought of how did I let this happen? It can eat at you and distract you from focusing and finding your way out. Like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I lost my way. Okay, so then Serious Jones come on, right? Serious Jones say, man, shut the fuck up and get off Twitter bitching. Don't nobody want to hear that emo stuff. Unravel and lose quietly. Now, let me tell y'all why that's important. Again, Math don't like to take accountability. Notice what he said. He felt he was on top of the world. He was making more money than he ever did to get ready to start a family. Why would you say that when you already got kids? You already got a family. This goes right back to what I was saying in the beginning, as far as like how you're using it for exploitation. Hearing what he just said, you would think he ain't even got no other kids, but he do got other kids. So why would he say, I was making money now and ready to start a family? Terrible. Watch this though. He goes along and talk about the money he was making. But what y'all don't get is the more money he started to make and the more promising he saw the show going, he started cutting ties with people and mistreating people. Why was he doing that? Because he didn't want it to make it seem as though the people who were co-hosting with him had really a part in how the show was being successful, so that they couldn't get a proper percentage of what would be coming in from business deals and contracts as a means of it being named after him. So in other words, he would cut things off when he saw things rolling to try to discredit people from the work that they actually really put in, so that they can't get a decent cut of whatever would be coming in. So his first co-hosts, he ended up getting into it with them as a result of what they were believing what was about to come in. Like when he was with Knowledge and Space Ghost and Misfit, when he was with them, then they were talking about how the contract deal was supposed to have been about to come in that they were working on getting. Then next thing you know, all them gone as a result of what was about to come in. Then he bring in a whole nother crew. Now here's the thing about that. Now you bring in a whole nother crew. Look at the deception and manipulation. You bring in a whole nother crew at the same time having some offer that's being negotiated that's coming up. But you bringing in this other crew. Now they don't feel like they liable to what was being built with the first crew. So therefore they can't really demand a certain share of what may be coming in that you built with another crew that you now got rid of. So now you got a whole nother co-host of people to take over the places of the ones who started out with you, who's not liable for a so-called big cut like the first ones worked on that got the show popping, which made it possible for negotiations to start happening. Then when they get the show rolling before the negotiation can fully get done, the show getting bigger and bigger again. Now they putting in work and bringing in all type of guests and things to make the show getting bigger and bigger to the point where now it's there for the taking. Then what happens then? Same thing happens. You start doing them wrong, mistreating them and playing them because you always been like this. You never changed. What did you do to get changed? How did you change? Did you give your life to Christ? No, you didn't. How did you change? You're still the same person. You're just being deceiving on the internet, thinking that people don't see through it. Like you said in the first tweet, y'all see through it. Yeah, we definitely see through it. But we know that a person don't change because he said out of his mouth. Change comes from God. Only God can change your heart. You still got the same evil, corrupted, shady heart from being a stick-up man. The only difference now is you done made it on the internet and money coming in, but you as the stick-up man, you ain't changed because you're still robbing and getting over on people. And then look what happens when you mistreat people. And because you never changed, your past continue to follow you, that you end up still doing the same thing, even in your past, even in your present. Like, come on with these games, man. Stop it. You ain't a genuine dude. Stop trying to paint the picture to people who know. If you're a genuine dude, you would still have the same people around you who started with you. But that's not the case, is it? No, it's not. Because you betray over and over and over again. And for money, you'll backstab and cross out anybody because you always looking to get ahead financially. You are an overgrown man in a female body. You have female emotions, female tendencies. You can't own up to nothing. Nothing at all. And you're always trying to look for something you can use to play on the hearts of people, hoping that it'll turn them to you. No, it's just going to keep exposing you as being a fake, fraudulent dude. Get out of here. Go from 1 million subscribers to now you can barely reach 10,000 numbers because people now saying how fake you is. Now you want to do this campaign. Like, get up out of here, dude. People terrible. Nobody buying to this trash. Trash. All trash. It's all trash, bro. Ain't nobody buying into that stuff, man. Stop with these games. You spent your career getting over on everybody, mistreating, taking, stealing, hurting, conniving, conning. Boy, please. We ain't gonna play these games. You always been a hater. You always been a hater. The moment you so-called start going up, it didn't do nothing but expose you more. You start thinking you was better than everybody else. You start talking down on everybody else. You start to act all Hollywood. You all in Mason lodges. You like happy to walk through them damn Illuminati doors, ready to sell your damn soul. You know, already sold your soul, man. Like, stop with these games. These dudes ain't genuine and ain't authentic about nothing. They all sellouts. Easily can be bought at a cheap price. They so damn thirsty because they never had nothing that they agree to anything just to have something. Even if it means selling your damn manhood. Even if it means compromising your morals, compromising your integrity. Even if it means selling out your own family. You would do it. But then to try to use it to make it seem as though you not like that. Stop it, man. You don't go from 1 million subscribers to barely 10,000 views because you ain't putting out the same thing. Because you putting out the same thing. Problem is people finding out who you are. They know who you are. You got an excuse for everything. Like, man, get up out of here. You know how much stuff out here on you? And all you do is whine and cry. And tell people you like a self-snitch. You snitch on people, take down their channels, do all this type of crazy stuff that men just don't do. You want to air out everybody else dirty laundry on the internet, but don't want nobody airing out yours. You got all type of shows wanting people to expose other people, tell on other people, and do all this stuff. But then when it's shoes on your feet, when it's time for you, now you want everybody to be quiet and not address you, but you want to address everybody else's life. Get your dumb ass out of here. Here, take it. Take it. Bang the gavel on your damn self. Don't worry. I'm going to do it for you. No, 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 no. Man, get out of here with that trash, man. It's just terrible. Nobody buying that stuff. That's what it is. I told you before, what comes up must go down. The same people you laugh at, you meet going up, you meet coming back down. Welcome to reality. You done got your damn reality check.